Perfect. All right, we're recording. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to gathering number 6, week 6, Humans of zkIgnite. Before we get into content, I'm going to get some of our program notes going. So let's see. Right now we are entering that phase that we're beginning with that Cambrian explosion visual. So right now we're in the phase of bringing everyone together to build and generate a Cambrian explosion of zk apps. And that's what we're all here to do right now. And on this process, we are currently, we've just submitted our draft proposals, and we are about to enter our final proposal deadline area. But it's actually our feedback space. So we're in our feedback phase, month 2, and this is a time where builders and, well, you all, the community, are going to give feedback on each other's proposals. And I wanted to go through this a bit more because I saw a couple of questions on Discord, and I want to make sure everyone's clear on how this process is going about. So last week, July 16th, you all submitted a draft proposal, right? And with that draft proposal, you are now entering into our feedback phase. Now, within the feedback phase, you're going to go through a couple of rounds of feedback noted here. So you have 2 rounds of elector feedback, but you also will receive from each other levels of community feedback via Discord and the innovation platform. So if you're someone who has a proposal and you're waiting on that elector feedback and you're like, okay, I need an additional, I need a little boost, I need to know some more information, I need a little bit more help. The community is the best place to get that help. What you would do was you would go on the Discord channel, and the Discord channel is, I believe, zkIgnite Cohort 2, and you would go on there and put a copy or a link to the copy of your proposal from the innovation platform, that zkIgnite platform. But also please note and share what areas you're looking for feedback on. Just tapping your, putting your, proposal in the chat, it kind of leaves people, unknowing, like, what do you want from me? What are you looking for? So kind of guide your fellow cohort to help you and support you in different ways, in the way that you need. So if you're like, hey, I would love someone to look over my problem statement, or I would love someone to see, check my feed, that this zk architecture makes any sense at all, definitely just shout it out, and people will respond. I feel like we have such an active group here, people who want to help each other. And yeah, listening to that feedback is the best way to get yourself moving forward. So let's go back real quick. So from now until August 16th, you have time to update, transform, and edit your proposal that you submitted. And like I said, you will be given a couple levels of feedback to implement and make changes, and then it's up to you to utilize that. On August 16th, the submissions will close, and we will go into our judging process. With the judging process, we will discuss it, or not judge, but the voting process. With the voting process, we will discuss that next week during our gathering, where we'll go through all of our zkIgnite voting mechanisms. He's going to do it a bit more thoroughly, and answer a lot of your questions that you will hold regarding the process, so that you can know exactly how this is happening. You won't know who we're making the decisions, obviously, because we have anonymous electors, but you'll just learn what they are taking into account and how votes are counted. Then we will have a break from our gatherings between July 26th and September 6th, because we are going to be ending our Cohort 1 milestone. So that process is going to be going on. So it's all kind of happening at the same time. All right, I know that was a lot, but just know we are currently month 2 feedback phase. So make sure you're reaching out to each other, putting your work on Discord, and getting feedback from the community, because your proposal can only be as strong as each other. Oh, but by the way, if you want additional level of feedback, you can create a community conversation. So if there's if you're doing a topic that you would like to know people's input on, or gather community expertise, set up a community conversation with Will, Yasin, and I. Just message us on Discord, and we will help you through the process of setting up a community conversation. Awesome. So, okay. I was able to go through all of that. If you have any questions, I didn't see any in the chat, but please go ahead and tap them in there, and I'll answer them as we continue to do our next part, Humans of zkIgnite. So, okay. Yes, Will, go for it.
Yeah, I think maybe thanks, Janae. I think it's a good maybe time to pause and just ask if anyone has any questions live, and then we can get into the meet and greet side of things. So just on the feedback phase, or where we are in the process, does anyone have any questions? Yes, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to could you please move to the backside, the previous slide where you talked about some platform? I didn't catch that quite. Like once on Discord and the innovation platform.
Yes. It's going to be, I'll put the link in the chat, but this is the platform I'm talking about, the zkIgnite.minaprotocol.com, where you submitted your proposal. That is the platform.
Oh, okay, cool.
And maybe I'll also just reiterate, when the electors are making the decisions, they are clicking on when we get to the voting phase, they'll be clicking on a proposal, and then they'll be going to the discussions tab and reading the feedback to see, did anyone else have any critical or constructive feedback? How did the proposer respond to that feedback? Were the concerns addressed, or it's not saying you need to completely address every feedback if it's not relevant, but just it's more context that electors will have when they're scoring the proposals, and then again when they're voting. And so that's why I think Discord can be a good place to distribute visibility, just to kind of distribute your link and get people there. But in terms of the back and forth feedback, it's much more helpful to put it directly on the platform, because then it's consolidated around one link, and electors won't be chasing potential conversations on Discord around how did someone respond to this here and there. So I think sharing it on Discord so you can get visibility is great, and then driving that towards the platform is the best way to make sure it all lives in one place. And then a month from now, on August 16th, when the proposals are finalized, when electors are going in and reviewing the proposals specifically, they'll have all of that information in one place.
Okay. Thank you, Will. Thank you.
Great question. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, Janae, back to you.
Oh, yeah, there's a question.
Yes, Ilya.
Just a quick one from my side. What if nobody provides a feedback on your proposal, or will there be some sort of insurance that someone comments on it, or would a lack of feedback signal that the community is not interested in the solution that is proposed?
So as a baseline mechanism, what we've done is we are actually assigning feedback as part of the elector duty. So when electors come on board, it's not just voting and scoring, it's also reviewing and giving feedback. So as a baseline, every proposal will get a few pieces of feedback that is allocated by the electors. It's done it's randomly through the platform, and we have 2 rounds of it, so that it's randomized twice. But what we learned from cohort 1 is it's not really enough to rely only on elector feedback, because I think there is an opportunity to garner support from other people in the community by being really visible and potentially, getting that feedback so electors don't have to do all of the mental calculation themselves and full analysis. And so that's why I think one of the things that we are changing from cohort 1 to cohort 2 is allowing people to also host topic conversations that are specific to their proposal, to allow people to get more eyes on it, go a little bit deeper, and draw some attention there. Feedback alone is not a mechanism for garnering popular support. Like that isn't part of the criteria for when electors are making their scoring and their voting decisions. How much feedback a proposal got is not a formal thing that you're scored on, but it could be taken into consideration if there are, for example, long-term ZK app builders who are building ZK apps, and they need a specific tool that has been proposed or a feature that has been proposed on the dev tooling and infra side. That's a good example, I think, of where an elector might say, I wasn't sure how to score this on the impact scale, but I can see that a real ZK app builder is saying that they need this, and that might influence my decision. So that's an example of how that community support could fall through, but it's not a formal, like, you know, did this proposal receive a bunch of feedback? Yes, no, that's not part of the scoring process.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, hey Mario.
Hi, sorry about what you were talking about. What I did in cohort 1, just a suggestion, is just to offer to review other people's proposals, and so they can review my proposal in retribution. So I offer to review 10 different proposals, and so 10 different people at the same time review my proposal. And as Will said, it's not it will not influence the elector's choice, but you can get a lot of information about what other people are saying and comments on your proposal. So it's quite good to receive suggestions and comments to improve your proposal, because the final decision point, the final proposal. Okay, so that's a suggestion only. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It's like an economy of reviews, you know.
Yeah.
That's an idea for another ZK project. You know, I'm only publishing
Okay.
my proposal only if there's a proof that you made a comment on my proposal.
It doesn't work that way, but it's a good starting point for getting some feedback from other people, which is quite valuable, really. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the suggestion.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to, oh, Pete, let's go.
Yeah, I was just going to say that on that about, you know, people reviewing other proposals. I think it's a really good idea. I think if there's good objectivity in the people, the comments they're leaving, obviously it's not useful if somebody says, oh, you know, you say something nice about mine, I'll say something nice about yours, kind of thing. I think it's helpful to get honest feedback. So that's just one comment I would like to make, I guess.
Yeah, and I'll supplement that by just saying, like, electors are here on this call and they're everywhere. And so I think, like, part of the beauty of why I from cohort 1 and cohort 2 really like the concept of electors is, like, electors are often listening and are everywhere. So I think that's also, you know, if someone is interested in, like, kind of like, hey, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, but only in positivity, I think also just know that electors are also watching. So so yeah, and I think it's all in good faith. Cool. Let's do it, Janae.
Yeah. Okay. So before we start, I just want to kind of give everyone the structure of today's call. We're going to divide it into 2 parts. The first part is going to be all of us together, and we're going to kind of do little introductions. I'm going to place questions in the chat, and I'm also going to let you all raise your hand and answer them. But if you don't feel comfortable, you know, shouting out, definitely do not just be a passive participant. Put your answer in the chat. Let everyone know that you're here. All the chat gets recorded, as well as the video on a Google Meet. So that's awesome. And then the second part, Will and I and Yasin are going to divide and conquer, and we're going to bring you all into small groups. We're going to answer a couple of questions, have more cozy conversations, and then we'll do 3 rounds of this, or depending on time, and then we will all come back together and kind of share our learnings and our thoughts. Okay? Can we get some thumbs up and acknowledgement. Awesome. We have hands raised. Perfect. Let's see. Let's go to our first thing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to share our names and a boring fact about yourself. So what's your name? Who are you? And something boring about yourself. Feel free to drop in the chat and raise your hand if you want to share. And I can call on people. Let's see, Zoe, do you want to start us out?
So I'm Zoe, and I was previously a security engineer, but I wanted to bring that passion, for helping people and enabling businesses and commerce to the blockchain space.
Nice, thank you. Zen, I know you want to go.
All right, my name is easy. That's Zendarbo. I cannot think of a boring fact. I could pitch I like olives and pistachio, but most other things, I like to say I'm outside the box, but inside the circle. We're popcorning. Should I pick someone?
Yes, please.
Hey, Brent Fitzgerald.
Hey, I'm Brent Fitzgerald. A boring fact about me. I wear size 13 US shoes. Next we'll go to Pete. Did we do Pete yet? No.
Hi there, I'm Pete. I just put it in the chat. See, if we're doing boring things, I'll say it again. I'm left-handed. I guess that's quite boring. Okay, so let's go to. Shall I pick someone else?
I think John wants to go.
John, okay.
Hi guys.
Go for it, John.
I have a really boring fact about myself, and that is that I'm particularly average, and that's actually interesting because I didn't even put in a zkIgnite. I put in an ideation, but not in a. I didn't go any further than that, and the reason is because being an average programmer and having average intelligence, I'm having trouble getting started. Now, the reason that's interesting is because I'm average, and that means there's probably a lot of people like me. And so the reason it's important, and the thing that's really helped me so far is all the video, the videos that Crypto Classes put out, and also Caleb put out some videos, and they've been enormously helpful in helping me get started. So the next zkIgnite cohort, I hope to actually participate because I have ideas. I just got to get up to speed. So anyway, thank you for those videos to help the average people get started. That's it.
John, I love that. That's amazing. Janae, can I suggest maybe, just given we have a lot of people in the room, that we tackle all three questions in one go, and then that allows a little bit.
I was about to suggest the same thing, Will. You're right there, yes.
Okay. So I know some people already got to miss out, so maybe if you want to like hop back in line or whatever when to share kind of like how you're participating and if you're looking for team members. But I think this might be a good chance to kind of have the roundtable discussion here. Yeah. And maybe Janae, if we can like unshare the screen so we can see people's faces if they come off, then that might also be helpful. And we can just put this in the chat. So name, boring fact, if you're participating, how so, and if you're looking for team members, whether that's on your team or joining another team. Let's do it that way. Cool. So John, did you want to pick on someone, or did you want to finish the question there? I think you kind of organically got it there. Or I guess we can do the name. We can do the line. That's probably easier. So sorry, but I think maybe we'll go Carbonara and then we'll get back in the line.
All right. Yeah. Hi, I'm Carbonara, and my boring fact is that I fold laundry from bottom to top. So starting from socks to underwear, trousers, t-shirts, and so on. And last is always towels, by the way. How I'm participating to zkIgnite with zk App Store, and looking forward for feedbacks. And if I'm looking for team members, no, because we already have a team. And next one in line, I guess there is a queue. Hope.
Oh yes, hi everyone. My name is Nguyen or Ho Nguyen. I'm from Vietnam, and my team is also from Vietnam. And I wonder if any Vietnamese also join this cohort. And my boring fact must be that I'm going to relocate to France next month. And for this cohort, we propose two proposals about an on-chain funding platform, and one another is for the DAO framework on Mina. And for team member, currently we have team member to cover the smart contracts as well as the backend. But if any front-end developers who are interested in our project, feel free to contact me. And that's
Nice.
it.
And also, and yeah, thanks for that. And feel free, I put it in the chat, but if you have links to your proposal as well, I think that would be helpful to draw people's attention. Only, yeah, up to you. You're welcome. Looks like Brent is.
Yeah, I was the one
back
that
up.
was the boring fact with the 13 US shoes, but I also want to add my I was a mentor in the first cohort, and I submitted a proposal for the app track called Mina Prize, which is like trying to do no loss lottery stuff, a little bit like Pool Together, but there's some different implications with zk. And yeah, I'm not actively looking for teammates, but if you're not too far from my time zone, I'd be up for chatting. If you just want to, I can do the whole thing myself, but it'd be more fun together. So let me know.
Nice. Alessandro?
Eccomi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I don't know. Allora, boring fact about myself. I talk, maybe I talk too much about mathematics, theoretical computer science. No, I'm a digital nomad. I work for a couple of years. Yes, I know it's not boring. I work as a contractor, as a enterprise developer, and I'm here because with my project I want to try to create a company that link the Mina blockchain to real world economics, in particular for about efficiency on private market, about renting, for example. And that's all. I'm a digital nomad. I'm Italian. Yes, I also looking for other people that can help me. And now currently I am in Skopje, Macedonia, North Macedonia.
Nice. Very nice.
In a Balkanic area.
Very nice. Well, welcome and good luck. It's really exciting.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Ilya.
Hello, so my name is Ilya. A boring fact about me is that I have a profound and passionate interest about economics and finance, and I can spend extended periods of time involved in these discussions and even offer unsolicited advice. With regards to my ZK proposal, I proposed a way to be able to share your geographical location in a private manner. So essentially asserting that you are within a particular area without revealing that area. Let's say you can prove you're in a country or in a city. I'm gonna drop a link to that proposal in the chat. There's a couple more functionality, but that you can evolve from there. And whether I'm looking for teammates potentially, so if someone is interested, if someone has interest regarding specifically this problem, please reach out to me. I am available on Discord. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, and welcome, Ilya. Next up, we have Lee Kwan.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Will. I'm Lee. Actually, yeah, born fact. I think it's like several years ago. I love winter, especially snowing, but now I'm quite nervous about the winter. That's because in Denmark we have a very long winter and with cloudy, it's quite depression. So if you want to visit Denmark in summer, do it. In winter, quite welcome. And I propose the machine learning library and tools for the Snarky.js. It's called Snarky ML. And I'm very happy because within this days I've already got some very interesting questions, some intention to collaboration. I mean, I feel that the Mina's community is very powerful and helpful. So yeah, love it. Next one, I think I can choose Pro. I don't know if my pronunciation is correct.
Yeah, that's all right, Lee. Hi, everyone. My name is Prajwal. I am from Nepal. One boring thing about me is I love trekking. And since I am from Nepal, I usually, when I have time, I usually trek to the Himalayas. It's really pristine and like, beautiful to be out there. On this particular zkIgnite, we are planning to create, make it easy for anyone to create NFT collections on Mina blockchain. We are exploring different architecture on how NFT might look like on Mina, and we really appreciate the feedback from the community. I have already created a post on ZK questions on Discord, and I would really love to have your feedbacks out there. In terms of team, we already have a team. I think a few members from our team are also in the call, but on the suggestion side, we would really love the suggestion of the community. Thank you. Next to pick up, I'm gonna pick I am Dave. Yep.
Thank you. My name is Elke. I'm from the Netherlands. Boring part about me is that I play soccer for like entire life, but I'm not good at it. So we call it football in Europe. So yeah. My proposal is CK Kilo's wallet. We also been funded in Cohort 1. So yeah, hoping to continue giving feedbacks as well to people that willing to receive feedback and being active. So it's also almost holiday time. So yeah, good luck everyone.
Nice. Maybe next up, I'll
Sorry,
go to the top. Oh,
so
if you want to pick, go for it.
I think Daniel.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Mario?
So, Mario, you can have the floor. You can talk later.
Which Mario? Sorry, it's more than one Mario?
I said Daniel, but you cannot.
You said?
Daniel.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so my name is Daniel. I'm originally from Romania, but currently I live in Spain. Boring fact about me, I think I have found like a time machine, because every time I go into the garage and I start working to an engine which I have there, the time stops and when I come out, it passes the hours like crazy. And my proposal was the ZK real estate, where you can rent a flat without having to show all these documents that you need to show when renting something. And yeah, that's about me. Maybe Mario can go now.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm Mario from Argentina. One boring fact about me is that I tend to bore others talking about crypto, and they don't understand a word about what I'm saying. So, wow, I tend to bore others about this. I am working on the Web3 credentials protocol. It's streamlining Web3 credentials. I am part of one of the founded projects in Cohort 1, 2. We are building it right now. And in Cohort 2, we expect to improve it technically and to integrate other ecosystem tools too, such as the zkIgnite by Xendarbo. By integrating that would be a good integrations to our credentials protocol. Well, we are not looking for developers now because we have a small team running, but we would like to meet people who can help us with community building, marketing, design, that type of things. We have the developing just running, and we on next phase we're working on those aspects. Thank you.
I'll turn it over to Pete now, and then yeah, I nothing.
So Carbonara here. I don't know. Yeah, already.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, next one.
We've got a list of raised hands. I'm happy to do it, Mario. I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mario. Pete, please.
Hi guys, back again. Okay, so I did the left-handed one before. I think another boring one is I'm right-footed. So I'm left-handed and right-footed. So that's quite boring. Okay, so I've kind of been around the Mina ecosystem community kind of thing for probably 2.5 to 3 years. I originally had a website called minacrypto.com. A lot of people probably signed up, registered for that. I also got the big Mina community Twitter account, Mina Crypto comments. Quite try and keep up with the news for everything. So the project that I'm proposing now is kind of like also built zkapps.mina.com. Probably a lot of people might have heard of that. So the project I'm proposing is kind of like an amalgamation of all these things to kind of really support the developers who will be building ZK apps in the future. So it will be an ecosystem directory full of team information about the different teams working on Mina, also for ZK apps as well, and also want to implement a way where the community can really get involved with these projects and help developers to test them out and have these kind of frameworks there that can mean that a developer can get good feedback and they can get real people testing their apps before they launch, all this kind of stuff. So it's a real kind of amalgamation of trying to support everybody else. And yeah, so that's the project. I'll leave a link for it in the chat. Not actually looking for anybody else at the moment to work on the project, but I think definitely in the future, if we can get funded, then it will definitely involve lots of other people. So that's it. And so Kai's next, I think.
Yeah, hey everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Kai. Boring fact about me. I really like hiking, which is essentially you're just walking uphill. So I think by definition, walking is just kind of boring. But yeah, a little bit of background. I was working. I previously worked as a product manager at MetaMask. Then recently started my own company, Supercluster. So it's not in the the ZK space. We're building like a DAO tooling platform, but I've always been interested in ZK, and so I'm kind of here just as like a spectator, I guess. But I'm happy to help out wherever I can. I guess I'm a generalist. Obviously, I have product experience. I was in UI UX design. I can also do a bit of front end development. And so, yeah, if anyone's looking for help on their project, feel free to reach out. Thanks.
Looks like next up we have Pranshu.
Thank you. Hey, hi everyone. My name is Pranshu Rastogi and I'm from India. Boring fact about me is I like spicy food and I also love to crack lame jokes on blockchain or analogies. Maybe because I want my jokes to be mutable and sometimes they are so cryptic that people don't understand or they think like I am high. What we are building is we are building like proof of attestation, but rather than like focusing on one single use case, we wanted to make it like an open protocol, like a standard, so like anyone can plug in their own use case of attestation, and that can be and then we can use zk to prove that. And we are looking for a teammates or any help because we are very new in terms of building, although we have explored a few other things on zk in the past, but always love to have your guidance without any cryptic thing. Thank you. And next, I guess Rev Chain, you can go.
Hi guys. My name is Marius Kovrig. Pleased to meet you all. I'm originally from Romania, established in Ireland. Boring fact about me, I guess I'm talking too much about technology. I'm representing the project submitted in Cohort 2, decentralized DNS. We are trying to promote virtual IP version 6 in a mesh network, our project. And again, we would like to introduce the decentralized DNS based on IP version 6 virtual addresses. That's all, I guess. Thank you.
Thanks and welcome. I think next up, Zen again.
Yes, I wanted to round out the other questions with answers. So I'm working on ZK Humans, building ZK Humans, coming in off of Cohort 0 and 1. This phase is really about, on Cohort 2, about compatibility and operability with other projects, the ways to access with it and make it usable and easy to access. And so there's definitely an openness on collaborations. There's been discussions here, Mario, it's great to hear. I am Dev and the Keyless Wallet, talked with John on a voting thing. So really interested in what interest there is and how things can match up in that way. ZK Humans is an identity solutions that extends into collective identity and collective associations and access control, and basically everything that we use identity for in the digital era. So if there's interest, please reach out. The team openness kind of falls in two camps in my mind that aligns with the business model. There's a the open source, do everything for everyone together in our ZK explosion here. And on the corporate side, it's kind of more particular on what someone's resume looks like and the match of what kind of corporate endeavors the ZK Humans project is pursuing. So definitely is openness. If there's resonance, please connect on the platform or Discord or wherever you feel called. Excited to be here. Good luck, guys.
Nice. Thanks, Zen. Ahmed?
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Amit Kumar Mishra. Boring fact about me is probably I am an engineer, and there would be many people like me. And so I have proposed an idea of an infrastructure of storing electronic health records and controlling those records by the patients and not by the hospitals, and so that there is no any centralized collection of the health records, and hence no potential of breach and any kind of loss of data which can be losing privacy, which can be harmful for patients' privacy. Currently, I'm not looking for a teammate. I'm kind of a generalist and love to challenge myself to build things more and more myself. Thanks.
Thank you. I think Remy, you're next.
Yes, thank you. So hi, I'm Remy. I'm happy to be here. The boring fact about me is that I learned how to use the computer before learning how to read and write, but I didn't do anything about this fact, so it's useless and boring probably. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I recently joined Foundation as a project manager, so I'm happy to meet you, discuss potential collaboration opportunities, and I'm happy to support you whenever needed. Thank you.
Thanks, Remy. I think Alp, you're good to go. You're muted.
Sorry, is it good now?
Good to go.
Hi everyone, I'm Alp. I actually talked much about boring fact about me. It would be I check Hacker News daily for the past 10 or 15 years. So even I know there isn't so much news. I live in New York. I'm originally from Turkey, Istanbul. So my project is about a gaming server that supports blockchain, especially zero knowledge proofs. So I am going to modify an open source server to add blockchain based users, leaderboards, and tournament matchmaking, etc. And I'm currently much more delving into like the architecture of high FPS games, because there are lots of client prediction. There can't be a fully state synchronization in, like, let's say Call of Duty, where there are so many players and so many action takes place. So I'm thinking maybe there might be a good use of zero knowledge proofs on the client prediction side, but that's a little bit research topic. Mostly I will implement blockchain based users and implement matchmaking between them. That will be done off chain, but submitted to blockchain as a proofs or some semi-state sync, etc. So yeah, that's my project.
Awesome. Thank you, Alp. Oh, Yasin, I didn't see your hand. You can go for it.
Yeah, hello. So Yoga asked me kindly to introduce themselves, so I will introduce you, one of our committee members, Yoga, as he's not able right now. So Yoga is from China, and he has been senior front-end engineer in Konka Group for 5 years, and right now focusing on and freelancing education, blockchain, and front-end technologies. So the boring stuff about him is he likes like towers, and his favorite place is Canton Tower, which is the tallest tower in China, and it has the longest skywalk ladder in the world and highest resolving restaurant. And they're building like kind of launchpad, decentralized launchpad on Mina Protocol in the ecosystem, and it's a decentralized launchpad where you can launch your own zk token and create your own initial token sale. It plans to offer secure smart contract templates and flexible configuration. I'll also drop the link to their projects here. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks, Yoga. Nice to meet you.
Mm.
Awesome. Okay. Anyone else who did not get a chance to intro? Yes, I see. Go for it.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear me. So, yeah, this is Fu Biao from the, actually, I'm also from China, but now I'm in Paris attending the ETH conferences here. So, yeah, cool. About the boring facts, actually, I think it's too much boring fact of me, so I even can't mention one of them. So I think is the most boring one thing here. So, and there, I really like the atmosphere here. So actually, I'm from the team Paddle Labs. We are a new cryptography technology provider startup, and we try to use some technology like interactive signal proof to build the credit protocol. And the thing we think Mina is quite interesting is I think Mina has a very nice zero knowledge tooling kits, which is very compatible for us to do some integration work here. So and about team, we actually have a team running here, and and also we are quite interested and also very welcome to any kind of suggestions, advices, and any type of advices is welcome. Yeah, thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, my one last call. Going once, going twice. Okay, so earlier this week, before I go into our last portion, I want to call out that earlier this week, I posted in Discord that there would be a slide that you could all access and add your information to, and utilize this as a resource to reach out to people and connect. So I'm going to put it in the chat right now, and definitely take the time to update a slide and put the information, some of the information that you've shared here today on that slide, so that people can go back to it and utilize it moving forward. I will also make sure to get some of these links and stuff saved, but just also update your slide, put your link to your proposal. That way everyone knows who you are, what you're working on, and how they can reach out to you. So thank you all for introducing yourselves. We have 10 minutes left of this meeting. So I think the best way to utilize it would be going through one of our questions that we had that we wanted you all to answer. And I thought of these questions, well, I think these questions will allow you all to kind of know each other and like open that first layer, that introductory layer. So this next step, or this next question, feel free to just raise your hand if you have an answer, or drop it in the chat. But I just would like you to think of any lessons you've learned from developing ZK apps, dev tooling, that you wish you knew before you started. So just a little bit of hindsight is 2020 information. Go for it. Go for it.
All right, I'm rich in this department. I slogged. I covered the gamut of features, including ZK program, which I think the recursive part's the heavy hitter. My advice, you might find a lot of boilerplate and helper functions in the examples. Be differentiating in that versus snarky.js itself. As it's new and emerging, you'll see those patterns. Don't get lost studying those patterns, as those are supportive for what that example is doing. Keep your contracts tight. Like, it may be tempting to design it like a library that could do, multiple functions for usability. But if one function can do it on the smart contract level, then leverage a library outside of that calls it in the different ways for usability, because you will pay a compounding price and compile time of the ZK proofs. I'll stop there. The rest I want to put into a blog post or some format, because it's a moving ecosystem. So it's nice to see how fast it evolves, but get ready to keep up.
Go for it. Ugali.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I think the most impressive lessons or materials I have came across is zk whiteboard sessions. It has been, oh yeah, I think it's right a lot now. And the first 3 sessions actually is recorded by Damboni, and he also gives another one at Berkeley. But I mean, both of them are quite good. And we also had a study group from hosted by zkHack. So Anna, the organizer, she invited different guests who may record that session or who may is an expert in that direction, like Maria from Eastern Foundation. Yeah, it's great helpful. You get a very interactive learning process, and it make you to understand better for many theoretical and technical details in deep. So I think that's very helpful.
Go for it, Mario.
Yeah, hi. What I would say is that start deploying early, even small contracts. Just try to start early with Berkeley, not just testing on your local net, because it's quite different going from the local testing to the to Berkeley, to the test net, and also try to start early with integrating your front end with your back end, because there's a lot of transactions, and proving take a lot of time, and so you have to take that into consideration where you're managing your front end. So it's just like some running a proof may take something like up to a minute, and when you're or running a transaction, proving it and just sending it may take up to a minute or sometimes more. It depends on the contract. So I would suggest that starting with the front end and integrating back end and front end earlier, and also using the testnet earlier might be important. Other thing I have struggled a lot is just to maybe that I come from a web oriented or web 2 oriented background, and so trying to go from how you usually do data modeling or a Web 2 application, it's quite different, and how you do data modeling in the Mina ecosystem using Merkle trees and all of that, and we are still down there with zk databases and just decentralized databases, and we are all building some small solution to that. Sendarbo, I was looking at his repo, and he has done some Zika key value store for that. Also, you have Zika IFS, and also is the Zika database, which is part of the Cohort View projects, but they are all in development. So you don't have a traditional database to use and to model your data. That's a big problem, aside that you still have to deal with the problem that you only have 8 fields for your state. So that's a strict limitation. So data modeling is quite a huge undertaking. When you start developing, it took me a lot of time to understand it, and I think it's important to take that into account when you start developing. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone want to be our last one for today?
This is all super helpful. And one of the things that I love about just the cohort-based program is this is just cohort 2 and cohort 10. It's going to be amazing to just see everything that we, where everybody is. So really, really cool to see. And just from even 4 or 5 months ago, like we couldn't have even had this conversation because everyone was going through it for the first time. So it's really, really encouraging. Take us home, Janae.
All right. Thank you all for sitting here today and just being so active and chatty and participating and sharing pieces of yourselves, basically showcasing the people behind the proposals. I'm so excited to get to know all of you a little bit more, and I cannot wait for the rest of this journey. So just know we have our meeting next week where Will is going to discuss with you all kind of the breakdown of the voting process. And this will be a time for you to come with any and all questions that you hold. Nothing is off limits. And we hope to support you. In the meantime, we'll see you on Discord.
All right. Thank you. See
Bye
you
bye.
later. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.